2-2012, I'm informed that Scott Johnson, Benson Drive, is live.
Thank you for having me. So my name is Curtis Miller. I am a constituent advocate for Representative Christy Houlihan's office. I work in Westchester. So Christy Houlihan is the U.S. House Representative for Pennsylvania's 6th District, which after redistricting last round is all of Chester County and a southern portion of Berks County. So we're going around to all the township, borough, and city council meetings in the district because Christy wants to reach as many constituents as possible to talk about the services that she offers in her district offices, as well as provide contact information if you have any questions or suggestions for legislation that is happening in DC. So a little update from the district. We have opened 2 district offices, the one in Westchester that I work at, and then we also have one in Reading in City Hall. So the Westchester one would likely be closer. It's at 709 East Gay Street, Suite 4. If you ever want to visit, we have an open door policy. We're right behind the AAA, across from the Wawa on East Gay Street. And then the Reading is in City Hall on Washington Street. So since January, when Christy was inaugurated, we've been hard at work for the district. We've been able to close about 400 cases for constituents, whether that's with the VA or the State Department, someone needs a passport help, IRS cases, Social Security cases, and through all of that casework, we have helped bring about $800,000 back to the district in benefits or money that constituents were owed but was held up in bureaucracy kind of. So that's like IRS tax returns that were being held up, VA benefits, Medicare benefits, Social Security benefits. So the big reason that we're having this push, and Christy wants us to come, is to let people know that we are able to help with federal agencies if you're having any issues such as that. In addition to cases, we are able to write support letters for federal grant applications. So if there's anything that is on your radar for some development projects, we're able to provide a support letter for that. We have helped constituents bring $2.9 million to the district from a support letter that we wrote for a grant application. We've had a ton of outreach meetings where we're meeting with stakeholders. Christy says it can be a roundtable discussion with Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro about the opioid crisis. She met with Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture, and a Pennsylvania Agriculture Department official in Kennett Square to talk about issues relating to the mushroom industry, which is obviously very important in Chester County, as well as issues more general to agriculture, such as labor issues for year-round production. So yeah, that's what she's been doing in the district. She's doing a ton in DC as well, but that's kind of more on the DC side. I'm going to leave some flyers with all of our contact information for all 3 of our offices, as well as a little bit more explanation for the services we provide. But does anyone have any questions for me before I leave? Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I'm off to West Palm, but have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Curtis.
I think I'd just like to inform the audience, like, you know, John McHugh's actually here. We're Skyping with him right now. He had surgery. So he's actually right here on the computer. Just so everybody knows that. Everybody said hi to him. I hope so. All right. Consent agenda. Motion to approve the entire consent agenda.
I'll make the motion.
John, do you second?
Yes, I second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Department reports. Don.
We're still doing some patching on roads that we're trying to get finished up here, and then we do still have some ditches that we need to be some attention to. We've had a lot of problems this summer with all the heavy rains we had for washouts and stuff that we've been repairing over and over again, but we're getting caught up on that. So Doug's still mowing probably for another few weeks, and as soon as we get done those projects here, we'll probably start to get ready for taking care of leaves out of ditches and getting the equipment ready to go for winter.
Thank you.
Question, please. Don Bob Witters, Park Road, is striping going to be included for the entire length of Park Road up to the township release line when you finish the resurfacing part of the other side of Cambridge?
That might not get completed this year yet, but everything will be when we do the lines in the road, everything will be done, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All Park Road.
Thank you.
I have a question. As I understand, Pleasant Road is not the township's responsibility, is that right?
Which road?
Pleasant Road,
Pleasant View right up here?
right, Pleasant View Road, yes.
Yes, that's Township Road. It doesn't go all the way through, I mean, this
Well,
part here.
like, I guess my question is, I called a couple months ago and was told it was a state road and to call the state people. So I had a number, so I called and mentioned that right on Pleasant View Road, as you head toward Todd Road, there's a couple of dips in that road that just knock your socks off.
That is State Road there.
That's
Pleasant
State Road that way.
View, we stop at the stop sign at Pleasant View and Wake School.
Okay, one.
And then the rest of it is state, and we've notified them about that a few times.
So
too.
you've been after them. too.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's all we can do.
I think that's it for now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so, the community partnership met yesterday at Tel High. The carnival for September 11th through 14 has been canceled, but Harmony Day will go on as planned, September 21st at the Honeybrook Fire Company Fairgrounds with additional games and activities for the kids, as well as the health fair. The partnership has decided to on collecting foods for the Under 4 initiative for the Honeybrook Food Pantry this year as the Make a Difference Day project. There will be bins throughout the township and the borough starting October 12th through October 25th. A list of specific foods and other items for that population is listed on the pantry, partnership, and township websites. Collection locations are to be announced. Tomorrow, Fox 29's Bob Kelly is coming to Honeybrook. He'll be broadcasting live tomorrow morning from September Farm Cheese, 5287 Horseshoe Pike, as part of his town takeover. The Honeybrook Community Partnership will be there in the 6:30 to 7:30 hour, and the food pantry and other groups will be there as well. So if you can't make it there, be sure to tune in to Fox 29. U.S. Representative Chrissy Houlihan is having a town hall meeting in Reading on this Sunday, the 15th, from 3:30 to 4:30 at the Boscov Film Theater in the Goggleworks Center for the Arts on Washington Street. The theme is infrastructure and the importance of rebuilding roads, bridges, and public transit. Doors open at 3 p.m. and all are welcome, but seating is limited. State Senator Katie Muth is holding an open house on the topic of addiction at the Lower Providence Fire Company Chiefs Hall in Eagleville on September 19th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. The League of Women Voters of Chester County is hosting a day-long event at the William Penn Auditorium at the Crosslands in Kennett Square to meet with elected officials and learn about their journey into politics. Those interested in attending must pre-register. The $10 fee includes lunch, and all details are at www.lwbccpa.org. Lastly, a coat drive is being held at the Coatesville VA running from October 1st through 17th. The specifics of the drop-off times and location are on the township website. And actually, all of these items are on the township website if anybody was, if I was going too fast for anyone or if anybody wants more details. Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve.
Yeah, I have a few items. First, item 5 on your agenda, they ask for approval to authorize Chairman Stacy to submit a letter of commitment to the Chester County Planning Commission. What that is the township, in cooperation with West Brandywine Township, is going to seek a grant under the Vision Partnership Program to help complete a trail feasibility study for a segment from Route 322 at the Living God Lutheran Church all the way down to Icedale. So if it's approved, West Brandywine and Honeybrook Township are going to come up with a local share, and the majority of the money is going to come from the county to do the work. The work will be started probably in the second or third quarter of next year, and will take about 12 months to complete, and the Brandywine Conservancy will be the consultant. We've had the Act 537 plan in with Department of Environmental Protection since May for their review. They are taking a look at it. They just recently contacted us to let us know that it's still going to take a little while. So we expect them to have that completed and back to the township by early November. Also on tonight's agenda, it's item number 4. There's a request to direct the solicitor to advertise an amendment to the stormwater ordinance. And this is a very minor amendment. It just talks about some change that was made last year under Pennsylvania Act 15, which establishes a definition and exception for certain high tunnels. So this is a very minor amendment. The actual amendment was drafted, it was prepared by Chester County for all municipalities, and it was reviewed and accepted by the Department of Environmental Protection, our engineer and solicitor. I just want to remind everybody, or let you know if you don't already know, that there is going to be the 4th annual Bike to Brandywine bicycle ride coming through Honeybrook on September 28th. They have a number of different courses depending on how far you want to bike. This event starts and ends in Chadds Ford, but you may see some cyclists passing through the township, so just take care and watch out for them. And I don't know if any of you noticed it's warm in here. The township's heat pumps that control the heating and air conditioning for this portion of the building, as well as the lobby and restrooms, has been defunct since this latter part of the summer. And it's probably because of a electrical surge caused by one of the storms. So we did take some price quotes from some of the contractors, and unfortunately the needed equipment was over the bid limit. So we have, starting tomorrow, we'll be issuing bid specifications to any contractor interested, and those bids will be opened on September 30th, and a recommendation will be made to the Board of Supervisors for an award October 2nd, and hopefully we'll have this all replaced before it gets too cold. That's all I have.
Thank you. Land Preservation Committee, anything?
Yeah.
Nobody's here from the committee, it appears, but the next meeting will be next week, I believe, on Tuesday, 7 o'clock.
Park, Recreation Committee?
All right, so I'm up again. The second annual Park and Rec Movie Night at the park was held this past Friday. Leto Movie 2 was shown to an audience of approximately 75, which is a big increase from last year's crowd. The Trail Study Committee is postponing its meeting originally scheduled for tomorrow evening to next Thursday, the 19th, before the Park and Rec Board meeting. United Way is going to name the Honeybrook Food Pantry the Agency of the Year at a luncheon on September 18. And that's particularly interesting because normally it's a very high-profile agency that gets named, like Habitat or something like that. But it's exciting that the pantry is being recognized for all of their good work over the years. And a harvest celebration with the Chester County Food Bank and Partner Gardens will be held on Saturday, October 19, from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Coatesville Community Garden at the Episcopal Church of the Trinity on Lincoln Highway East in Coatesville. Details to follow.
Thank you.
Planning committee?
Unless any of the members have anything to report as of right now, we don't have any business to discuss for this coming month that I'm aware of, unless you've received anything in the meantime. The other items that are noted for action that came out of the last meeting, we'll be talking about 2 zoning hearing applications in a few minutes that we'll go over. But beyond that, I don't have anything to add unless some of the members have anything else to present this evening.
Got it.
Thank you.
Open forum, thank you. Open forum, anybody to the right?
May I have something?
Yes.
So my husband and I are on tonight. Will I have an opportunity to speak, or is this the time that I need to speak? I apologize, I don't
Are you
know.
Mrs. Trago?
I am.
Okay, yeah, I'll actually lead you into that discussion,
Okay,
so
perfect.
we'll be
Okay.
hitting that in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else to the right? To the left?
I have an item I wanted to bring up, and I didn't know if this is the time
Yes.
to do it later.
And
May we have your name, sir?
Paul Diamondopoulos, I'm in Huntington Township on Morgantown Road. Several years back in 2016, I put in a complaint about mile-a-minute weed on property line, my land and Judy Honey's land right beside, and that was done in October of 2016, and I never really heard any activity from that. I did contact Quinn Haller a couple of times to find out what the status was. He said the supervisors will take care of it, and that's all I've heard. Anyway, since then, our relationship has become quite a bit chillier, and in the last few years, we've left that property alone. In the past, we tried to deal with some of it, pull it, spray weed killer on it, try to take care of it, keep it from overgrowing, because what grows there ends up being on our, coming over to our property. And but we stopped doing that, and this year we just went out and did try to take care of our own property, and I just looked at it and I said, I don't believe this. And I took some pictures. I don't know whether I can approach the table to show you what it looks like now.
Sure.
This is actually,
Show the supervisor.
this is Belleville Road is right down there, and it just goes up to our land, and we're on our land facing it, and that's her barn there.
So if your first note is that your yard there?
Yes, so this is our property, and I just took some more pictures here to show just how infested it's become. It's just totally unmanageable, and I can't seem to get any positive response from her to do anything, so I thought I'd ask for help, trying to figure out, see what can be done, just to maintain it. Now, some years back, I bought the land that she has, and I had 8 acres, and now I have 3 acres opposite her property. And in the front, Paul Brubaker had a cherry farm there, and he left the front kind of wild and bushy and brushy to keep the privacy from the road. And that stayed that way when I bought it. But then sometime, whenever this started to hit like 10 years ago, it just infested that area so bad that I ended up just weed whacking, cutting, burning, raking, trying to get rid of the stuff. And then I had a farmer down the road with horses and plows come up and just plow it and get rid of the rocks, and so I can mow it and keep it managed, which is what it is today. So the property that I have is maintained, and we try to keep after it. We get the occasional weed infestation, but you just have to go after it. Everybody's got the same problem. But she hasn't ever touched it. And at one time, she let us go and pick the stuff and pull the stuff, but it just got to be too invasive. And she just refused to do it. So that's what I'm asking now.
Is that her house? Is that next to her?
That is the barn for the horses, and the house is back over in here somewhere. It's a trailer for her horses. So that's her property back in there. But as you can see, it's infested all the way down. The only place it doesn't seem to infest is honeysuckle. There's a patch of honeysuckle that's about 3 feet long, and it can grow in there. So, other than that, it's pretty much a mess. And I can't manage it.
That's her property though?
It's her property.
Yeah, Paul was in this afternoon filed a complaint,
Okay.
and I'm somewhat surprised that you said that you never heard anything after 2016, because that was quite an ordeal that not only Mike and I were involved with, but so was our attorney, because Mrs. Honey had her attorney.
Yeah,
And we understood that the solution that was arrived at between the township and Mrs. Honey, that you were in agreement with, and that work was done. And the agreement was that we had an arborist or someone with those credentials come in and identify what was native grasses or plants, and then point out all the invasives. They got rid of all the invasives in 2016. And we thought
yeah.
that was settled and that whole thing was closed out.
Well,
I don't doubt that it's back.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's not a one-time thing. It is,
Right.
you know, it isn't like you got a rabid dog and you just shoot it. This is just gonna keep coming back and coming back. So you have to maintain it, and she's never done that. I saw in here where there was some kind of comment on the form. I didn't quite get all these forms. Just a novice at the codings and stuff. But I had filled out my report on the 21st of October, and Quinn Haller got it on the 19th of October, which was kind of a surprise. And I think the note says that he checked next year in the spring and everything was fine. Well, I don't know what he's looking at. Mile a minute isn't taken care of. You can see it here. So, then it's just an ongoing thing. So, at the time that they went, it starts to die out in November. If they went in November, there was probably much there.
Yeah, this is not something that we're gonna go back and look at every year.
No,
I mean, we would go out and address an issue and close it out, a complaint at that time. And if it recurs again the next year, you need to give us a call. Because
So that's
we
what-
don't go out,
yeah.
looking for issues.
Right.
It's all
No,
reactive based on
that's why I'm coming
complaints.
here to try to figure out what the next thing. So should I
Right.
be calling in?
Well, all you need to do is file that complaint that you filed today.
We received the complaint, it's in our office to investigate. That
All right,
was
so
Right.
just- Just every year, if it doesn't take care of, just
Right?
file complaints. Okay. You do that.
Yeah, then the process that's going to occur is most likely Quinn
Right.
from Technicon's office will go out and verify what you have on the complaint. And then he'll go back to the office, once he sees, what you've just shown the board, and issue a notice violation and provide typically 30 days, right, for her to take action.
Right.
And then if she doesn't do that within the 30 days, then the township has to decide what action we're going to take to get rid of the problem. So that's the process.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get on this like every year. But this is getting to the point where I'm slower. I can't get it stuff, and this year seems to have taken off.
And those abrasives just, like you said, take off.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on that?
Yes, nothing compared to what he's got. I wondered, you have an ordinance against trash and stuff that people leave out. There's 2 or 3 places, junkyard. The guy doesn't really have a junkyard, but he's got 10 automobiles there. Not supposed to be. There's 2 places right here on Complete Road. The trash is going down the lane. And that's old Mrs. Weidenseller's old house that is either rented out or sold to somebody else. And another place on Stallfruit's Lane. The first place there, all kind of stuff around. Isn't there an ordinance against stuff like that?
Well, here again, just like we were speaking to Paul about, we don't have somebody that goes out, nor does the board want us to go out and look for problems. What we want to do is if somebody like you has a complaint about something, you call the office, then we'll go and investigate it and try to take care of the problem if it's within our ability to do that. So, first step is you need to give us information about where the problem is so we can send somebody out to that location and take a look.
Well, I gotta get the addresses to each one.
Well, it would be helpful so we know where we're going.
I think if you just go down on Complete Road, you'll see them. There's no
Well,
lessons.
it's very helpful to have an idea, at least even if you don't have the actual address. But a lot of times, if you can give us enough indications to know, an approximate location, we can usually put 2 and 2 together. But it's very helpful.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Yeah, just call the office, talk to Christie, she can take the information.
I'll do that.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody
And
else?
that's
on
Mr.
that?
Roten, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There you go, thanks.
Anybody else on that food form? All right. Still there, John?
I am.
All right.
It's a little hard to hear, so.
All right. Motion to approve, not approve the payments of all invoices prepared by the treasurer.
Make the motion to approve.
Can I hear a second, John? I'll make the second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye. 2, J.D. O'Coffin, 1622 Chambers Road, variance application.
Yes, is Mr. Kaufman here this evening, just by chance? Okay, Mr. Kaufman. This is a variance request for additional impervious coverage that he's proposing on his property. Years ago, he did file for another variance to exceed the maximum impervious coverage on the property. If you know the location of Cambridge and the shoe shop and so forth. This particular variance request is to actually expand the impervious beyond what was granted in that previous zoning hearing board decision. He was granted 6.5% in the previous one. He'd like to do a barn addition and also a gravel expansion area as part of that expansion. And that would bring up the impervious coverage to 7.7%. So that's essentially what his request is to the zoning hearing board. Planning Commission had reviewed this at their last meeting, and they took a position, no position on this, and would leave it up to the zoning hearing board to make the final determination.
Just a correction there. 2 of us took a position that we did not approve of.
Right, but the motion of the
But the
planning commission was
overall
no
it
position.
was-
Right, correct.
Right. And really, the planning commission's recommendation is a recommendation to this body.
Right.
Not the zoning hearing. Right.
So we already gave him more, now he wants more. We gave him more than we already had, and now he wants more on top of that.
Correct. Yeah.
Isn't it a smaller parcel surrounded by his like father's farm or his grandfather's farm?
There's a picture in your packet, I guess, that shows the lot. prior subdivision created the 10 acres, I believe, and that was what part of the variance was related to that request. So in a way, he actually subdivided, created the 10 acres and needed the variance for the maximum impervious, and now is including an additional expansion beyond that. So it was part of a larger farm, prior to the subdivision, it was a larger parcel.
Yeah. Oh, because he's in the ag district.
It's a rural application.
What's the impervious coverage limitation? 5%. He's already 6.6%.
Yes.
Yeah, he did hearing already, didn't he?
Had a previous hearing, yeah. But his next hearing for the 7.17, the additional increase is coming up.
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
One of our problems was that he didn't think enough of it to come in and tell us what his reasoning behind the variance, his hardship for the variance or anything like that. He didn't feel it was necessary to come up and show everybody or tell us why he needed it. And I believe even Bob would agree that we had an objection over that. The majority voted to take that.
Yes, tonight.
Well, I know him, I believe he has 8 or 10 children and he's Amish. I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but he does have other circumstances. What do you?
So your obviously your options would be a position of support, or no position.
I think motion to take no position.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
John A. Trego, 24 Morgan Spring Drive, variance application.
Yeah, so Mrs. Trago is here tonight, as she mentioned before, and I'll let it up to you if you'd like to give a short presentation. Usually I just fill the board in on what the application entails, and
Do you want to
then
do that and then I can tag on?
that would be great, yeah. What this is, as Mrs. Trago is here tonight, they are planning to install a detached garage on their property. They're actually on the Morgantown side of the Penwood development. There's only a couple of lots that are actually within Honeybrook Township. The majority of the lots in that neighborhood are all in Carnarvon Burks. So the neighborhood is essentially in Carnarvon Burks with the exception of a couple.
Is this the one on the corner?
It's on a curve, essentially.
When you come up, if you pull into Penwood Drive, and I have a picture of my house that I'll share with you guys, just so you have, if you don't mind, I'll come up to you. Just so you have the visual of my home. So when you turn into Penwood Drive, and then you make the right into Morgan Spring, it's kind of like a horseshoe, and we're literally right at the kind of the middle top. Our home actually has 2 lots, so it's an interesting lot. So this is our home here. To give you the idea of where we're at here. So it's 3 homes on Morgan Spring that were actually Honeybrook Township. The houses, as you said, across from us are in the Berks County, so they're like 30 feet from the street. What brought, and I apologize, my husband's not here tonight.
That's okay.
He's at baseball with my son, so I had come tonight. But I have some other pictures as well that I'm happy to share with you. What happened was when we, what brought us to even do this is my father died in November, 2 weeks prior to my dad's passing. We found my mom had cancer, so she had to move down with us. We took our 3-car garage, which we had to burn through the Honeybrook Township to make an in-laws suite. So that puts us into that community garage. But as you can see here, we have where our house is, we are surrounded by a very large hill. So it doesn't give us the access to add on, where the pod is right now. We could, as it sits sort of in that driveway, it would go over the passage of coming into our driveway. And this even gives you a clearer picture of what it would require then for us to removed, we've kind of tried to take the stone as it is now to hold back the hill. So this would then require us, and I don't even know if it would be possible for us to dig in to get then the garage in there. And then here is just another picture that kind of gives you just a view of the home. So that's kind of where we're at. You know, we were with the planning commission last week. Same situation, showed them our pictures, explained, you know, what brought us to, you know, needing the garage, and then they had put it through as, I believe, a yes, you know, vote to you. And then, of course, we have next Monday our zoning board hearing.
Right. Related to those pictures, where exactly would the garage be in location to where those pictures? In the pod area, where the
Well,
pods is, or in front of the?
like, if you're looking at the pod, it would be to the left, the pod, we have grass
Okay.
is there
In the
now.
grass
Because
area.
the pod is sitting, the back where you saw the stone, behind the pod is the hill and the stone.
Right.
So we had to sit that on level ground.
Makes
But
sense.
we wouldn't be able to put the garage there either, because like I said, it's the hill is there. So it would be over,
So between that tree and the pod, basically right there?
yes, and from the tree, we're actually requesting for 40 feet from the road, where the neighbors, I don't know if I had given you the paper of my neighbors or not, are 30. So we're actually
Right.
even, you know, requesting more than what, you know, we're surrounded by too. And just an interesting, I mean, just sort of like a side note, interesting thing, I know it doesn't really matter with why I'm requesting this, but it's interesting that that property actually at one point, when it was the Solstice Farm, it was, when he owned it, he actually paid everything through Brook's Carnarvon Township, but when they went to build it, that's when they must have realized, and but then the zoning wouldn't allow it. So they had actually requested 20 years ago for these homes to have the same zoning, you know, so that, you know, here I am today, you know, having to request this.
What the planning commission talked about was the fact that all the other setbacks for the rest of the homes in the development are all based on Carnarvon Brook, so they're allowed to be closer to the road than what we allow in that zoning district. So one of the reasons that the planning commission recommended support for this was the fact that the rest of the neighborhood actually has closer setbacks to allow. So it would be in kind with the rest of the neighborhood that's already there.
It wouldn't be out of place.
It wouldn't be out of place based on its location. And plus the steep slopes obviously prohibit the location of the garage. So those were the two reasons primarily that the planning commission set up positions.
I'll make a motion to support.
I second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you for the information.
Yeah,
All right, all in
absolutely.
favor, say aye. John, second.
John, so,
You got it, Joe. Motion to direct not to solicit advertise amendment to Honeybrook Township Stormwater Management Ordinance.
yes, I'll make the motion to direct.
John, you want to second it?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to authorize and not authorize Supervisor Travis Stacy to the Chester County Planning Commission.
I'll make the motion for you to write the letter. Authorize the letter.
John, you make a motion to authorize a letter for me?
I make a motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion to approve and not approve the financial and maintain security releases recommended by Texas. Tracy, make a motion.
I'll make the motion for all three.
John,
Yes.
you make a motion?
Second.
I make a motion.
A second.
Okay.
I'll make a motion. There's a second.
Yep. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Other new business? Any other new business? Motion for me. Old business.
Oh, wait, you missed Mr. Woodard.
Travis, will you please ask John what the temperature is in his house right now?
It's hot. It's hot. It's hot here. That's supposed to be your house. John, you ain't heat only. Come. Hey, next time you go to John's house, all right, we'll go there.
Thank you.
Open forum again. Anybody to the right? Anybody to the left? All right, I'm in motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. We're adjourned the meeting. Aye.
Okay, I can read the other one. Our upcoming meetings are December 12th Trail Committee, September 17th Transportation Committee, and 19th Direct Parking. And December 1st, workshop and
Then there's Bible brothers too, you know, up from there. They do that work.
A lot of these guys, like I said,
We'll take a look.
I got my stone, I got the stone down, like I wide down. And we're never looking at the sun down. Very small. Keep pushing that water.
Oh, I don't doubt that. See what we can find.
They were driving you crazy.
Okay.
Next one up.
Oh, yeah. The one over there. Yeah. I'll go wherever I can to try to get it solved, but that works. Okay. There you go. Yeah, so, okay. Good, yeah, let me know, you give me some draw up or something, I'll take a look at it. Okay? Yep. All right. See you. Yeah, we're sorry.